I am super excited today. I have a wonderful woman with us today. I have Susan Balogh with us today. Susan, thank you so much for doing this with me today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm going to tell you about all the amazing things that Susan does. Susan is a law of attraction coach, author, and speaker who has a passion for helping people feel how they want to feel and create the life they wish for. With consistent practice, the daily struggles often appear to magically fade away on their own. With a desire for a higher level of well being for herself and others, she sought training for over 20 years in many healing modalities. She is from Western New York, but travels the country in her custom RV to provide donation based teaching any chance she gets. Susan is a certified happiness coach, Reiki master, teacher, Qigong instructor, and EFT coach. She currently teaches Qigong at Hum Yoga and Sound in East Aurora. She also offers corporate in-house or virtual stress relief training, as well as workshops on topics like breath work, meditation, and law of attraction. She even makes house calls. I When I got on here with Susan, I said to her, "Oh my goodness, your bio is amazing. I cannot believe everything that you do. And I have to start by asking you about your journey. So, can you tell us about how you landed here and have all of this amazing training?"
Many years ago when I worked, I was one of those people who was the last one out the door. I worked. I played sports 3 nights, and I had, I felt good. I thought it was good. But I had all these things keep coming up that were physical or something like a daily struggle, a little battle inner battle in the mind going back and forth, like, which way to go. But I was so busy. I think the busy times might just help you like not notice things. And then I started to slow down and look for ways to feel better, and didn't even know then that I could feel better. I even had some doctors say, "We can't do anything for your daily headaches. They're from your neck surgery or whatever." So I ended up doing things like I went to a 10-day retreat from Deepak Chopra, where he led us through meditation in Whistler, British Columbia. And ever since then, I stopped road rage, which I never did it outwardly, but I thought, oh, it's not hurting anybody if I'm driving around and not doing anything, but somebody goes slow and I'm always in a hurry. But I started to understand that and start guiding my thoughts to understand. And the meditation helped me let go of a lot of things, no more headaches, and just knowing that I have to leave a little earlier and not blame somebody else for being slow in front of me or whatever. So it was just really great to learn all these things and then to start to feel so good. I started to feel so good. I was saying, I wish I could just touch someone and help them feel as good as I feel, who might need that. And then I heard about Reiki and I'm like, okay, I didn't know I never heard of it. I'm like, that means I can literally touch someone and give them my positive energy in some way. So I went for training in Michigan, found a woman that I was listening to her CD and just loved the guided meditation and decided to go to her, even though there were some local people. And then I was interested in EFT. I went to Virginia for EFT training. And that was lovely. It was with the EFT universe and the people that were training. There was a psychiatrist who used it with prison mates not prison mates, but prisoners. And it was really an amazing experience. And to find something that you can do with literally tapping and talking about your intentions, it was just a wonderful thing. And then all these things were helping me, and then I just wanted to share it with others. So I started doing it in community education, anywhere I could teach. I did the annual Psych Center HaHa conference, Holistic Arts for Healing Alternatives, or something like that it stood for. And that was a great experience, and volunteer things, and did some faculty events for their wellness days and just really got into it. So I decided to leave my full-time job and try to do more of that. I had this calling to get the RV and got it, sold my house, left the 20-year office job, program coordinator position at a hospital, and just started doing only what I love to do and doing only things that feel good to me and helping others connect with themselves more. But I guess I'm going into the whole story, but that's how I got started. I really wanted to help others feel good and get there faster than I did.
I mean, I wanted to hear the whole thing and I love the story and I'm inspired. And I want to back you up because I think our listeners probably don't know a few things. Can you quickly go through, not quickly, can you take your time and go through what is Reiki, what is EFT, and what is Qigong?
Reiki is, there's different forms. It's just energy work, and we all can do this, but our hands have electromagnetic energy in them. Our energy in our body is electromagnetic, and we have a way of focusing on just the love, really, but it's channeling, getting energy flowing in you. It flows through you from a universal life force. A lot of people refer to it that way. Different ways you can look at it, but it's flowing. We can feel it. And the Qigong is something that when someone practices that, they feel this non-physical energy, this, you can feel it between your palms of your hands. You can feel it's like a magnetic pole. And it's really interesting to learn it and to say, okay, because we don't really take the time sometimes to just sit and be present with ourselves. Even just doing that, you start to feel that energy. If you put your hands here, you can feel this energy. But the energy of Qi and the energy of this Reiki feels like a pulsation. It's like a pulsating energy. It's flowing and you can feel it. And your hands get warm when you're intending. It's all about the intention. So even if you didn't have a Reiki course, it would be about focusing the energy, you're thinking and feeling about your intention that you want someone to receive your love energy or any energy you want to give. And you're on the palms of the hands, you can focus there. You can focus on bringing the energy up the back and down the front of yourself, up the back of the legs. There's ways to get the energy going, and it's a high vibrational, because we're all vibrational beings that this energy is flowing. And the EFT is something that, and with the Reiki, a person comes and you just go from top to bottom, or you can just do it on the shoulders, or and it feels like a little bit for the person. It sometimes just feels like a warmth and melting. My mother said it felt like I had hot wet towel on her with just my hands. And
that's amazing.
You can have your hands on or off. I've had several people say they felt their heart, they felt it and they teared up and said, I felt that. They felt the energy I was giving them here. And other people feel things moving out, stagnant energy. And then some people say it's a little woo woo, but it's us. It's what we are by nature. And the EFT is tapping on acupressure points. It's like a basic recipe, they call it, which is kind of funny, but you tap here, and these acupressure points are points that they now have discovered and proven that tapping, especially here, this is a great spot for letting go of fear. Fear. The first person that they had a breakthrough with a fear of water, and she immediately was like jumping in a swimming pool and things like that. So it's really interesting, the stories you hear about how it started. Gary Craig was someone who took what this psychiatrist or therapist did for this woman. He took it and did the basic recipe in the 90s, I think. And I learned it from all of that. And but it transforms negative energy to positive energy. It's like in seconds from tapping and talking about how this feels. I'm acknowledging how I feel, and it's okay to feel this way. I'm feeling anxious or feeling whatever you're feeling. It's okay. And sometimes it's just really like an illusion. Our mind is just coming up with stuff to protect us in some way from doing something, or working too much. It's like, okay, now it's just time to slow down and tap and breathe and relax. And in seconds, you can completely relieve a lot of things. And it's worked for people who had 20 years of debilitating back pain, couldn't work, and spent a weekend tapping with someone, with a professional who knew how to guide them through letting go of whatever was being held onto. And I don't believe it's just letting go. I don't think we have to let go of anything. I think that well-being is flowing, and we just more open to it, just clearing away some things. They fade away on their own when you focus on what you want, of well-being. But after one weekend, they were good, and those are the stories I like to remember and tell, because it's just amazing. But they discovered that tapping on that actually sends a message to the amygdala of the brain, and has been proven now that the tapping works for that reason. I also, because the acupressure points are along the meridians of the body, like rivers of energy on the body, which are used in acupuncture, is the same tapping points that are used in acupuncture. And sometimes massaging or tapping works for people. Sometimes the acupuncture works better, but sometimes it's the other way around. And then the Qigong, I got a DVD from a few years back, 2015 or 16, and I tried it with my mother because she had hurt her back and I wanted to help her. So we did it together 3 times, and she felt better. And she had multiple compression fractures in her back, and she felt good. And my mother was a little bit of a skeptic, but she felt better, and I liked it and thought it was profound. And it was almost like a little, what you might call addicting, because you're breathing in and you're breathing out with the movements. And some of them are faster, which I love. I don't like to do too slow, because Qigong is the parent of Tai Chi, basically. And Tai Chi is very slow moving, or stillness. The Qigong, you're knocking on acupressure points, you are swinging your arms, letting, and then doing some slow too. But breathing, if you don't like meditation and you want to do more deep breathing and become more mindful and increase your well-being, Qigong is beautiful. 10 minutes a day. But, say that you're breathing in as you float your arms up, and you're breathing out. When you're doing this, you practice deep breathing, and you don't even you're not really, it's like the movement soothes the nervous system, gives the body, the mind, the message that all is well. It's a wonderful thing. So I highly recommend the Qigong, learning it any way you can. And there's even just 10 minutes a day, it's just really good for you.
I have to ask you, do you have any videos of you doing any of this stuff? And I'm going to tell you why I'm asking. I cannot believe how relaxed and calm I feel listening to you talk.
That's so wonderful. I've been told that my whole life, honestly. And I don't even know. At times I feel that way, and other times I'm like, oh, I'm so glad,
Yeah, you need some videos. You need some recordings. Oh, you do?
I have a YouTube channel, and I have done a bunch of videos, and I really want to do more. I would love to do them every week. I do a little bit of traveling, and sometimes I've got, it's about setting up the camera and going. Which I can do.
So what is your YouTube channel?
Wishmore Wellness, LOA. And
wonderful.
I have some videos of my Qigong, and I've only used a couple of them in my course that I did, an online course. And I've thought about putting them on my YouTube channel, but I haven't gotten to that yet.
Well, I am just mesmerized. So what exactly what does EFT stand for?
Emotional freedom technique.
Okay. And then you were talking about Reiki, and I feel so silly. I didn't know why my husband put his hands over whatever was hurting. So if I was like, oh, my back hurts, he would like put his hands over, and I didn't know what he was doing. So now you've explained to me what he
Does,
was.
does he do that, or it's his intuition? It's just, or does he do Reiki or something?
I think he's doing Reiki, and I think I did not know he was doing Reiki.
This is your husband?
Yes. I didn't, I mean, I think he reads so much and he knows so much. I could never
That's
know how much stuff
beautiful
he
for him
knows.
to do that for his wife.
Yes, he does. And I'm so impressed now that I know. I've never asked questions about it, but I know you've written books. I know you're an author. Can you tell us all about your books?
My first book is 100 Days of Actions and Intentions to Create the Life You Wish For.
Oh,
It's pink
love
like
it.
my RV. My RV is pink, and my book
Your
is
art, what? Oh, this is amazing.
it's pink, and it's got a positive message on it. And I took it to a vinyl wrap guy, and I scribbled this drawing of a tree with the words abundance on the limb, on the branches, and love, and whatever uplifting words I could think of, freedom, and I scribbled it, and he made it into this masterpiece. And the other side has a girl that's kind of dancing, but she's supposed to look a little bit like free and happy.
So you are driving around in a pink RV, making everyone smile when they see your RV.
I've had a lot of people stop me and want to take pictures, or we just end up chatting. I've given my books away in parking lots before.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's book number one. Tell us about the others.
The second one was a Dear Well-Being of workbook, self-discovery workbook based on the first step in the first book. And there's two more workbooks they've already practically written, so I have to just put them together and get those published. The third book was a manifesting journal. It was really fun and kind of silly, goofy questions, prompts, journal prompts that are really out. Some of them are just really, but it's about 100 days of make believe to attract your desires, basically. So every question is like, this is happening, how does it feel? What are the words to describe it? Because finding the feeling place of anything you want to be or have or do gives you in the energy of it, and you attract it naturally. Or you start attracting more positive conversations and people in your life and good times. And the fourth book was my children's book, and it's the first one in a series that I've already written a lot of the series that come after, but it was loosely based on my daughter's childhood, and it was the most fun I had writing a book because I could send my scribble drawings to my illustrator, and then they came back to me in these beautiful pictures. It was just a lot of fun. It made
What
me
is the
decide
what is the children's book called?
Kelsey's Wish Tree.
Oh,
And it's a way of helping kids feel better, even when the world around them isn't. It's
that's beautiful. So everybody listening, where can they find these fabulous books?
they're all on Amazon. And if you just put in Susan Balogh, Balogh books, that would come up. Published by Wishmore Wellness. Wishmore Wellness Publications is my business, and I'm publishing other people's books now too that are uplifting or inspirational. And I love the idea, and I've done a couple, but I want to write, it's for grandparents or parents to write a book about their child or grandchild. Like if they give me some tidbits about the story about what the child does, and I write a story or co-write it with them, and it's or a message that they want the child to have, and then publish it for them. You can publish it privately or publicly, but that is something I want to specialize in, and I adore doing children's books. Or I'd love to have kids who wrote a book and help them publish their books.
That's wonderful. Oh, I love this so much. Well, you're on this journey, you're helping people, and you're helping people reduce their stress, you're helping people find more happiness. What are you finding to be the biggest challenge? What are people having the biggest challenge with that is getting in the way of their happiness?
Daily stresses and letting things get to them. And I like to help people focus on what they're wanting, because no matter what's going on, and to look at things in a different way. And to know that our mind does give us, our mind and thought and emotions, we can think about them sometimes as, when they're not serving us, as clouds floating by.
Oh, I like that.
And just passing through, but they're not who we are, and they're not defining who we are. And we have a choice. And it's so delicious when you start to say, okay, there's a thought that is not my best. And it's a practice. It takes practice. I consistently practice this for years. I woke up every morning and said, I'm practicing non-resistance, non-judgment, love, acceptance, and appreciation for everyone and myself and all situations. And practicing it, doing it completely is different, but just saying it every day helped me. Oh, I reached for things. I reached for my sense of humor when something was, and I found myself feeling more amused than annoyed. So I always want people to, the biggest focus is letting go of those things that are happening around you. And it's easier said than done, but the practice. So what's happening? There's something going on, and just say, what would love do here? How would love look at this? How would my inner spirit, or the universe, or your higher self, or your wise self, or whatever words of your choosing would be, how would you see this? And asking yourself that, and just saying, is this true? Only if we choose it, because guess what? We get to create our truth. It's so wonderful. We can choose our truth. So whatever we're focusing on, the energy in the law of attraction, when you start to understand that more, and I've lived it because I see it. I've focused on things about a person that I wanted to improve a relationship on. So I'm always helping most with people with their relationships and attracting more positive outcomes and opportunities. And so let's say you're on your way to somewhere to see someone, and you think of your favorite things about them. This is the biggest tip in life I could ever give, is on your way to see them, or you're just about to walk in the door, or you're driving to this place, and you're going to work, or you're going home to see your partner, or you're going to see your children, or you're going to have a waitress or waiter or serving person. Think of your favorite things, but think of what you would wish for them. Wish they even and thinking of what you wish for them, what you admire about them most. And when you start to think of this way, all the other stuff, you notice how your energy changes within days. You could see the improvement in a relationship. You can have someone call you out of the blue if you're thinking of them when you're not having a conversation because you're not speaking to each other or something. You could have your significant other start treating you a little better. And it's all because you were thinking of it's the energy. And telepathically, we can give messages to someone they're showing now. So imagine when you're thinking these things, this other person may actually be receiving this message energetically, or in their soul, or however anyone wants to think of it. But it's truly magical, amazing that we connect. Our energy connects, just like water connects the fish in the sea. Just think of it as a radio wave. We can't see it, but the energy carries our wave of thought to that person, and good things come our way because we're focusing on what we love, what we appreciate. And every day you can say, life is a gift, and what is not to love about this day? If you're feeling like in any way not as good as you'd like to feel, just think of all the wonderful things the earth brings you. What does the earth or the world provide for you? And this, thinking of the good things. And the more we focus on the good, the more good we get.
That is so true. Well, and I'm laughing over here because I'm thinking about what we do, and everybody listening is going to relate to this. So if somebody does something that annoys me, when I'm on my way to see them, I'm thinking about the thing that they do that annoys me, and I'm making it happen. I'm thinking about it and I'm giving attention to it and I'm giving energy to it. And what you're telling us is that instead of doing that, start thinking about the things that we like about the person.
You can always find something. You can always find something because you might admire them or just know they're doing the best they can from where they are, and anything they're doing that's bothering you, a boss or a colleague or employee, they're doing it because they feel it's important to them, or it's something they learned, and we're always becoming who we are. We're never done becoming, and having faith in a person to become even better, or just knowing they're just right as they are. They're on their path too, and they're learning, they're figuring it out.
Having some grace. That seems to be my word lately, is having grace for myself and others.
Yes, I love
So, so I love that you talk about the power of manifestation. And I know that people have goals and desires that they want to manifest. So can you give them some pointers to go on the right path to this?
So what do you want right now? Then you have to know what you want. Keep defining and specifying. Write a list of that. And the New Year's a great time to do this in the new year. Write a list of what you want, how you want to feel, places you'd like to go. Think of it as good feeling places, good feeling relationships. I want a good feeling relationship. I want to feel good at my work. I want to focus on what I like, and I want to feel good, and I want to attract more of what I like. I want to see more positive things, more positive people. I want the kind of work that makes me feel this way. So being specific about how you want to feel when you're doing something, and then thinking, how would it feel to have this? How does it feel when I allow myself to feel magnetic to my desires? How does it feel? How does it look and feel to have everything I want, or have this particular thing? And if you focus on just one that feels good, which a lot of people know this already, it's out there with all the manifesting teachers, law of attraction teachers, focusing on one thing that feels good, that lights you up, that gives you passion, that keeps you interested in life. That one thing will let everything else fall into place. So let's say you're focusing on that one thing and you're no longer thinking, I can't have that other thing is not working. I'm frustrated. I want to finish this project. I'm not. So you start to focus on the things that you're looking forward to, or the thing that you love to do the most, or the simple things of life, just feeling as good as you can feel, whatever way you can feel that joy and being in the joy of who you are. Thinking of things that you want to do for yourself that make you feel good, do more of it. But thinking of that and knowing that all of the other stuff fades away that isn't serving you, and all the others, and the stuff that hasn't been moving or happening starts to happen because you're that one thing. Let's say for 5 days in a row, you're like doing something on the computer that's a project you're really loving and it's fun, or you're drawing or painting or doing something creative just because it feels good, and you're not even thinking about that other thing, and then you suddenly get a call or an email, or literally have things fall in your lap. I had some publishing work come to me by having my illustrator mention to so-and-so. I had a friend that I hadn't talked to since junior high, and we recently got in touch this past year. She has a friend who wanted to write a book. They ended up in conversation, and they don't see each other more than every few months or once a year. And so that ended up coming to me, and I'm working on publishing a book with this person now, and it's beautiful. It's so fun to see the illustrations coming together. I feel like it's my book. I'm that excited for them.
Aww.
And then it's amazing, though. Those things happen when you least expect that. The universe has magical ways and mysterious ways to bring us what we want.
So true. It's so true. Well, and as we are going through our lives and we're manifesting and we're making ourselves happier, how can we then be more mindful in our days? Because you seem to have mastered mindfulness.
I love it. I love being present. So let's say you're on your way to work and you're thinking, how does my day going to feel today? I choose to have a wonderful day. how do I want my day to go? And think of on your way to work or in the morning as you're waking up, do some deep breathing. It's a wonderful way to start your day. And you're getting to work and you're setting those intentions and you're making wishes for those people, and it changes the dynamics. That positive energy comes into a place, a group, a entire company. And I've seen it in myself. I've transformed relationships. I saw people who were like this when I started working, and and started, it's like by setting an example. And it's not like it's not an ego thing. It's just, you start to appreciate people and say things to others, and even you don't even have to say it out loud. If you're thinking these things, the energy changes and changes the dynamics of any situation, and it's really amazing to see. And when you're feeling anxious, frustrated, annoyed, begin with, there's simple things like breathing in and tracing your finger up, breathing out. Nobody knows you're doing this under your desk. Things that are very simple. There's wonderful things we can do. And, go into a room by yourself for a moment and alternate tapping, and just breathe. When you're doing something like this, or the breath work, or breathing in, breathing out, or tapping on your legs as you breathe, it takes you out of your mind and overthinking. It takes you out of that stressful moment or thinking frustrating thoughts. You don't think. You're just, and one way that I love to tell people to do meditation, not trying to meditate, not trying to block your thoughts, or stop your thoughts, just focus on the speed of your breath. When you're trying to focus on the speed of your breath and how slow in and out it goes, and you do it slower, as slow as you can, you keep getting slower and slower, or whatever, your thoughts are completely gone. And when you're feeling frustrated, use your sense of humor. It's wonderful when you're thinking, okay, how can I see this scene in a comical way? So this person is like, every day there's a little thorn on my side sometimes, and I don't know how to let that go. And the person's not going to change to please me. I am going to need to look at this in a different way so that I can enjoy my day, because that's the key. The most important thing is that how we feel. Caring enough about how we feel first and foremost. When you're feeling good, you're saying no when you need to say no. You're saying yes when you want to say yes. When you say yes, you decide to be all in and do something you decide to do for someone or something. And when you let it, and you know it's okay to say no and limit yourself until you get into this good feeling place. Make it be about you for a while. And you'll see the changes within sometimes days, weeks, that when you're focusing on something that, if something amuses you, it cannot stress you. So if you could take, just like when people say that, they used to say, imagine people in underwear when you want to speak, doing a speaking thing. Just imagine it doesn't have to be naked, but imagine people do it in a comical way. You could add color, you could add, they could, I like to say the most ridiculous things, but it works. Like put fuzzy feet on them, or tutu. And while you're talking to someone who's being like that way, that really makes you feel less heard, makes you feel not that you're not valued by whatever, or something like that. When you think of the comedy about it, it's you laugh to yourself almost. You have to be careful not to laugh out loud sometimes, but I found myself literally smirking and whatnot, almost not in front of the person, but okay, I'm gotta be careful. I'm not gonna laugh out loud here, because it doesn't matter what they're saying, because it's not about me, and it's about them doing what's important to them. It's about, so that's the best thing for having a good day and less daily struggle, is to accept what is happening. Not that because you're accepting it's okay to you, or you would be that doing this, but you're accepting that it's happening, and acknowledging how you feel. that I don't like how I feel. Now I know something I don't like. Now what do I like? So I just, switching the opposite. I like the lead off sentence, every day I get better at letting this go. If you remember the words every day I, or I choose, you can redirect a thought, you can redirect your emotion. And oh, I love this one recently, for this past year. It feels better to accept. It feels better. And so I'm sitting there thinking something or feeling something. I say to myself, it feels better to be present. It feels better to accept. It's safe to be present is a good one. Sometimes we start to like want to leave the room because of something happening or someone saying something. And then I can be here. I'm safe to be present. Not about us. It's, so.
Such good advice. It's all such good advice. I'm taking it all in. I'm taking notes. I'm reminding myself that I can listen to this whenever I want and I don't need to take notes.
Nice.
So,
I appreciate that support. It's really nice. It's so nice when I hear any feedback from people about the classes, the courses, the books. It's just a blessing.
well, and I think that, you have so many wonderful ideas and recommendations for us. And I think that a lot of people would say that they struggle to build this into their day every day. Like they struggle to build the habit and to make it more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So, any advice to build this into every day?
That's what is what I focus on with people in coaching, is that it's practice, 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 focus.
Yeah.
So morning intentions and evening intentions. Before you go to bed, you set intentions for tonight. I'm going to go to sleep with a smile on my face. I'm going to wake up with a smile on my face. And of course, you have to kind of put the smile on your face sometimes. But when you smile and you wake up in the morning and you think of how the intentions are powerful. And it's kind of like pre-paving. It's paving the way for the day. So when you're setting intentions for your night's rest and how you want to feel when you wake up in the morning, and you say, I'm going to have a wonderful night's sleep. My body's functioning perfectly. My mind is functioning perfectly. Just remember, your mind and body are responding to your thoughts and intentions.
I love it.
Powerful. And your mind is going to work for you when you set intentions for what you're wanting. The mind starts to think of ways. When you say, how does it feel when I allow myself to feel blissful or feel better or feel at ease right now? The answers come without doing any further. The body and mind respond.
So true.
Seconds, minutes, or hours ahead, you might notice an hour later, I'm feeling better right now. And you realize, you start to do practicing it and you say, because an hour ago I set that intention. It's really amazing. It's asking, and we get what we ask for when we have faith, expect, believe, know that you deserve it, you feel worthy. Your relationship with yourself and how you feel about yourself and how much you value yourself sets the tone for all your relationships and life experiences. So begin with yourself. Begin with yourself, connect with the more I connected with when I meditated and the more I connected with my heart space, my heart energy, that's what felt like a tremendous sense of well-being and fearlessness. And that started back in Deepak Chopra days, 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. I practiced that book. I read it. I kept it by my bedside. It helped me accept the way things are. It helped me to love more, to appreciate more, to feel blessed, to feel accepting, and and everything else just fades away. So each day, those intentions, and just do baby steps and accept when you're not feeling, we just can't get mad at ourselves. We just begins with you to accept yourself, accept and approve of yourself. Go to yourself for all your answers because they're all right here. And, when we're a child, we learn things. We sometimes feel unimportant. We feel like we're not enough. It's just a practice. I was a meek, little, timid, wimpy kid with low self-esteem. And just connecting with yourself is the first thing. And you start to not care what is going on, you start to care more about just God, life is good, or words of your choosing. What a wonderful opportunity to live in this earth, in this beautiful place. I'm looking outside at the snow and the trees. It's just gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, I want you to know that my face is aching because I'm smiling so much. I mean, wow, you are just such a wonderful lady. I just love everything that you're doing.
Well, you have wonderful positive energy, and that's what I knew about you before I got to come on here today.
So sweet. That's so sweet. Well, can you please remind everybody where to find you, where to find your books, and all the important stuff?
It's wishmorewellness.com, wishmorewellness.com, and it's under with my name on Amazon.com, and a couple of them are Barnes and Noble as well. My 100-day book is the one I recommend the most. It's been helping people with anxiety, depression, and I did a 100-day course to go with it. It's not just for anxiety, depression. It's for creating the life you wish for, which is what I've been living and want. Look, I know that we all are on our path, and we all and the ups and downs are there, and it helps us know what we want. And I have them too. And it's a constant practice. I'm never done practicing. I'm consistently doing whatever I can. And we figure it out as we go. But so the 100-day course is on my website as well, wishmorewellness.com. You can find the 100-day book, the 100-day course. The 100-day course was done so that I could be there to kind of coach people through it. The step one is connecting with well-being, practicing the feeling of well-being. And the second part is setting yourself free by feeling more acceptance and appreciation and love for whatever you're bringing into your life, whatever is brought life brings you. And the third step is to be more purposeful in manifesting your desires. So that's the first 100-day book. And the course is meant to be a little additional. One can be taken without the other, but the course, I wanted people to feel like that I was there with them and kind of talk to them. It's just for a few minutes a day for a daily, listening to it. But so that's where you can find me, and Hum Yoga and Sound right now, teaching Qigong in Western New York and East Aurora. And that's Monday nights right now. In January, I'm starting up a 4-week one where we're going to start with Qigong and energy work, and then do a half hour of journaling to set intentions for the new year, like a new year thing. And the last part is a guided meditation to help with the new year manifesting stuff. So
sounds amazing. You are wonderful. I loved learning from you. You have so much expertise, and I cannot thank you enough for your time today.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. I really am so thankful to have the opportunity to be on here, and I love your energy as well. And I just thank you so much. And I wish everyone so much more joy, love, and freedom and happiness.
You are bringing it. You certainly are bringing it. I feel all of that today. So this is Rebecca Greene, and I want to remind everyone to spend every day laughing, learning, and loving.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Whinypaluza podcast. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. While you are there, leave a review. I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com.